Hey, how you doing? I'm going to do a video on my cooling solution for my electronics here. When I moved my stuff into this credenza from kind of an open air type of rack, I had some heating problems, so I went on YouTube and I kind of cobbled together some stuff that I saw on there. So I thought maybe putting together something like this might be helpful to somebody. So let me take again a quick tour of what I got. Got a Denon 4520 receiver acting as a preamp. I'm not running the amps because I have a Sherbourn PA2 500, I believe are the numbers, pushing my speakers. So the Sherbourn, it recommends 6 inches of open air space above it. I don't have that. It's convection cooled and no fans. So what I did is I added a fan. I added this Antec. Actually, it says Sound Science here, but I know it's Antec.com. Basically it's a laptop fan, I guess. What it does is it draws air up through the bottom, couple fans in here, and exhausts it out the back. I've got a hole cut in the credenza so that the air will go out back there. Works great. I mean, really works as advertised. Does a really nice job. It's also got these feet on here. If I wanted to, I could take this Denon and I could set it on top of here, but I kind of like this configuration better. So that is how I'm keeping my amp cool. Now, the one drawback to this thing is this. Let me zoom in here. Microscopic little on-off switch. Now, there's no trigger for this fan. There's no way to trigger it on and off when the amp comes on. It's just this on-off switch, and it is tiny. And I get my big ass thumb in there. Here's what happens when I'm trying to get this thing to turn off. See, you got low and high on the sides, and then of course off is in the middle. So you gotta catch that. There, I got it. Now usually at night when I'm turning this off here, I'm back and forth with this thing, trying to get the damn thing to turn off. And that is a pain in the ass if you ask me. So here's my solution to that. Let's see, grab it here. Went on eBay and I got this relay. This relay will trigger with 12 volts. So 12 volts into the relay, and it will open and close this, which I will run the alternating current through. I'll put together a box or something and make a nice switch for it. The Denon has a 12 volt trigger that I use to turn on the Sherbourn amp, and then has two 12 volt triggers, and I'll use a second one with this relay, and I'll just use it to turn on the fan. So anyway, 60 bucks for this. Works very well. I paid 30 bucks for this, so I'm into it for about 100 bucks. All right. That's the amp. Here's my other stuff. I got the Denon in there. You can see it's in there nice and tight. That is no bueno, no good for electronics. That thing needs to breathe. Also, you can see I have doors. This is a new credenza. It's not exactly what I wanted, but I'm married and, well, you know how that goes. Anyway, this has doors. Here are my Dish Network stuff. Got lights on over here so you guys can see a little bit better. So here's the deal on this. I needed to cool these down. So what I did is I checked out the Coolerguys. I emailed them. I told them exactly what I wanted. I wanted a single power source, and I wanted 4 fans to turn on and off by themselves, independently. So I'm going to use my flashlight here, get some better light. There's the fan that I put in on this side. That's obviously the fan. It's an 80 millimeter fan. Oh, just kicked off. And there's like kind of the control box, nice and hidden, good, nice clean install on the back. And here is the thermal probe. It's got a thermal probe, turns on. Oh my God, is that dusty? Look how much dust. Oh, I gotta get in there, dust. Anyway, wow, is that dusty? Jeez. Turns on about 88, 89 degrees, turns off about 81. So all by itself, works perfectly. Got them on this side too. There is the one for my Xbox up top. You can see, and there's the control panel, thermal probe, and down here for the PS3, I got another one. In all honesty, I need another one for this PS3 because when the PS3 is running, it sounds like a damn American hair dryer in there blowing. It needs to move more air. So probably what I'll do is I'll get another fan from the Coolerguys. And these things are expandable. I don't know if you'll be able to see. This thing, this block right here, you can plug in more than one fan, provided you got enough power from the power supply, which I do. I got a nice big power supply because I'm running a bunch of fans, and I also wanted it expandable. So I'll add some fans, and I can always add them everywhere. Let me see if you can see. Yep, behind the Denon. There's my fan for the Denon. Exhaust that air right out. Thermal probe on top. Turns on and off just like it's supposed to. Works very, very well as advertised. Let me show you what the back is. The back side of that control panel got LED lights on it. Red is off, green is on, so you can see the one for the Denon is running. Those do kick on and off by themselves. And I didn't know if I would like having the lights because you can kind of see them glowing from behind. You can always cover them up, those LEDs, but actually I don't mind them now. I like to see them. Just kind of cool. Real nice clean install. I don't think they can get behind there to show you what it looks like. There's my center channel. I got Sulk supercharged song tower there. Supercharged song center there, and there's the other tower. So you may be wondering why in the heck this guy has that junk on top of his $1,500 center channel speaker. Well, the fact is that I'm married, and I've asked my wife a dozen times, please don't put anything on there. These are top quality speakers. Let me show you the finish on these things. Absolutely beautiful. And here she's piling this junk on the speaker. I don't know what it is with my wife. She just can't leave a flat surface flat. Anything flat, she's got to pile a bunch of crap on. You can see here's a table. You know, all this junk on every flat surface. Here's my subwoofer. That's a Rhythmic F15. Usually that's piled with junk too. Here's a thing that I just took off. Candle, something that she's got sitting up there. Anyway, no, that's on to something else. The speakers, at least. Anyway, that is my solution for cooling off my electronics. Works well. Works very, very well. I can recommend these guys. Let me tell you what I got for money invested in it. Like I said, $60 for this. Relay, not necessary, but if you want, you're probably going to have to get something if you want to build some kind of trigger device for it, which I do. Another $30. So there's 90. All these fans from the Coolerguys. I'm probably into the Coolerguys. I probably got $170 invested in it, and I probably need another fan. But you know, the reality is that a lot of money? Yeah. But here's the reality is, you know, this Denon, $1,800. This amp, Sherbourn, $1,000. Well, Dish Network, they'll send me another one if that craps out. My PlayStation, you know, my Xbox 360, and I got to replace that stuff. And everybody knows heat is bad for electronics. So I've got a good deal of money invested here. I invested a couple hundred, $250 into cooling. Seems like a no-brainer to me. Money well spent as far as I'm concerned. Okay, listen, you guys got any questions? Go ahead and put them in the comments. I'll do my best to answer them. I hope this helps somebody who's maybe looking at cooling off their electronics. Okay, we'll see you.